Welcome back to The Watch. And you know, Nathan, there is a rumour circulating. An interesting rumour.
Which one?
Well, there's a lot of those. Yeah, there's just lots of rumours. But this one, I'm not sure on. Okay. So here's the setup, right? You've heard of Madam Web, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you've even watched Madam Web.
Unfortunately, yes, I've also done that.
Yeah, you've even reviewed Madam Web.
Yeah, we have. We've done more videos of Madam Web.
We have.
Talked all about Madam Web.
So Madam Web, it's an interesting phenomenon. Well, it's not a unique phenomenon. It's more of a trend, you could say, because it is bombing. It's not doing well.
No, but I think it's also the worst example we've seen so far of, well, the best example, depending on how you want to, put it in its light, of a superhero movie that's just not good.
Like, genuinely not good. And we've been saying for a long time that these movies that are Marvel, yeah, they've been laced with like propaganda and woke messaging and stuff, but they're not just bad movies. And Madam Web is an interesting one because there's nothing overt in it, Like, this isn't like in The Batman where Catwoman says something about privilege or they specifically rag on the patriarchy or some type of woke tagline like in Ant-Man Quantumania where, socialism is a charged word, but we could use, like, it doesn't have any of that in, right? But it has the DNA underpinning it of... well, the bad guy's going to be a straight white male, and we're going to push the female characters.
I mean, he isn't necessarily white, but he is male.
I don't get the whole terminology. I don't like.
It doesn't
his
really matter.
His skin looks pale to me. Does that not?
I think the issue was that they probably pitched it like this is a MCU style like movie, but then they completely took the ball with an awful script, terrible acting, nothing heroic about anything.
Yes.
Like it's
not a superhero film. But the thing is, though, they were pushing this as a really uplifting film about empowerment. All the characters are so empowered and everything. What they mean by that is female empowerment. The DNA of the woke underpinning is there. The thing is, though, it's not overt, right? And it's failing more on the fact that it's just a bad film.
Yes.
And it seems like... is the message starting to get through to Hollywood that you need to make good content?
No. I would say not.
I don't think it is either, but then we come to this rumor. So there is another project in the works. Mm-hmm. It's called Silk. Have you ever heard of Silk?
No.
So it's another female
spider
person.
Okay.
Spider-Man is odd in this sense that it has a lot of Spider-Womens. Seems pretty representative a bit.
It's just sad, though, because, I guess we have gotten a Miles movie, but I feel like there's more Spider-Man-esque stuff that we can explore, and yet they always make Spider-Woman things, which I'm not, knocking that, because obviously there's cool Spider-Woman comic books, but...
I've got one right here. This is the Amazing Spider-Girl, specifically, and this is like an alternate timeline with Peter Parker's daughter.
Yeah.
And look, it's just classic comic book fun stuff, right? But that's just one. There's there's the Jessica Drew one, and she's got a different. And she's in this Avengers one, the new Avengers. There's a picture of the Spider-Woman's lady. She's here somewhere. She appears. That's her there. I'm not sure if we can see that, but that's another Spider-Woman. But that's different too. Then there's like. There was one Spider-Woman girl person who kept changing her outfit. Another one that was in the... I don't know much about this one, but she was in the Iron Man cartoon show. There was a Spider-Woman there. And and then you have the likes of Spider-Gwen.
Yes.
And so there's a lot.
There's a lot of them. There's more... Would you say there's more Spider-Women than there are Spider-Men?
Yeah. Well, in terms of that sad comics, I think. Because you can't, replace Spider-Man.
No.
You can't try.
You got Peter, you got Miles, but then you got was it 2077?
Oh, yeah.
Like you go Spider-Verse stuff, you got some of the other... But usually they're just kind of like different alter egos of Peter Parker, in a way. Yeah. Where these ones are usually very distinctly different women who then get spider powers.
Spider-like powers. And I don't know why Marvel decided to make so many. To me, if you wanted to make an iconic female spider person... you would give them a more core identity that isn't diluted with all these other characters, like Supergirl. I love Supergirl, right? Then you have Batwoman, there's Batwoman and Batgirl. Batgirl's the better one. But that came was pretty consistent. And though there were other Batgirls, right? Never kind of concurrently. They just passed on the mantle. Like there was the deaf one who was Asian, and I really like that Batgirl. That was actually a really cool one. But yeah, with Spider Women's or girls, they're everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
And Silk is another one. And Silk is probably one I know least about. But she got bit by the same spider, I think, and then she has some type of thing. I don't know, but there's a Silk project in the works. That's not the preamble to that, right? And I don't think there's going to be much interest in it because no one knows about this spider person.
And I think as well, having had Madam Web be a bait and switch for a superhero movie, people are going to be more concerned.
This is the rumor. The rumor is that after Madam Web, with the dismal failure it has been, that the entire writer's room of the Silk Project was fired and being replaced with writers who will make it more appealing to a male audience.
Would that just make it, a regular Spider-Man movie then instead? Like
if you're going to be making a female-led action film, superhero film, that is appealing to a male audience, there's a couple of simple things you need to do. Cool action.
Mm-hmm.
Good enough story, okay? Sexy character. Sexy woman lead, right? Tomb Raider. Have a look. There's so many examples that have done really well throughout the past. It's not hard, but do you think they're going to do it?
I don't know. Like, if they fire everyone from a writer's room, what is the likelihood of them hiring new people that will do a better job?
That's the key. Like, what's the likelihood of them hiring good writers?
Is
period?
Just
are there any
mirrors
there
in Hollywood to be hired? Like,
I think there are. We see some rough gems here and there that appear. Like, we have One Piece, Reacher. Now this actually turns out I think it's an Amazon project, and the things that have been doing really well on Amazon, right, are the stuff that's appealing to a male audience, like Reacher, like Clarkson's Farm or
the Grand Tour stuff
Grand
that they do as well. Like,
I've been watching Grand Tour.
It's great.
Freaking hilarious.
I love it. I mean, they gave us Rings of Power, but I'm okay they give us all these other shows to make up for it.
Invincible, I really like season 1, and that's on Amazon. Amazon's given us Rings of Power as well, so it's like, yeah.
And Wheel of Time.
And
two bad shows for how many good shows? But it's funny because all these shows are, there's Reach shows, obviously, that's scripted and fictional, but then you've got the non-fiction stuff that guys just like watching, farmers or people drive fast cars.
And it's kind of would you say a lot of women can enjoy male kind of focused entertainment, but it's harder for men to enjoy female focused entertainment? Is male focused entertainment just a bit more broadly appealing?
I don't know.
How many rom-coms do you watch, Nathan?
Quite a few.
Quite a few.
As a married man.
Maybe you're the wrong guy to ask.
Yeah, I'm the wrong one to ask because I watch K-dramas and rom-coms during Christmas. Yes. But I don't know. I think it depends on the people because at the same time, my wife loves watching superhero stuff. We've watched lots of Justice League and Teen Titans and all that sort of stuff too. So, like, as much as superheroes have male markets to them, they also have a very wide, especially right now, being a nerd is cool.
This is very true, but I have a pretty good litmus test about it.
Okay.
Have you watched any of the Pride and Prejudice films?
I have not.
Oh, there we go.
But I'm also younger.
This is true. I've actually watched multiple of them because it's really good.
Because here's my question in the chat. Have you watched all High School Musical movies?
No, I haven't.
I have.
But I think this is proving the point. A lot of guys don't dive into a lot of the broad kind of appealing female,
no, but I feel like superheroes are very different to, for example, Pride and Prejudice, as would be like a Transformers movie or Reacher. I feel like they're a lot more masculine.
Yes,
but like superheroes can be very neutral in certain ways.
You're right. And also there's a lot that a female audience likes about traditional superheroes.
They all watch Thor. They all watch Aquaman.
They like the look. There's eye candy there. But also just the appeal of having a traditional hero that would save them, They like those tropes. And if you think they don't, have a look at just female romance and stuff like that. You think women don't like to have a hunky man come and save them? Like, that's been a trope in female romance for ages, right? And but it's so funny that even a lot of traditional female kind of entertainment tropes and everything are trying to be subverted with the woke feminist, modern feminist narrative. It's like, no, women can save themselves. They don't need men and stuff like that. And a lot of women don't like that message.
It makes it a bit boring,
Yeah.
There's no relationship and entertainment or any of that sort of stuff in it. So, I mean, going back to Silk, I don't know what the material was going to be. Were they just doing another Madam Web where it was a weird origin story thing? Is it going to be like, wasn't there a Batgirl movie that was cancelled by WB?
Oh, yeah, Batgirl was cancelled. So Silk sounded like she's a legitimate spider-powered person. I know very little about Silk. And it might even be like a revenge plot. She gets the powers and has to go and either save or stop someone or something like that.
I think the other issue would be if it was a more depressing story. Because I think people are very sick of the whole end of the world dystopian scenarios. In terms of superheroes, I think
Uplifting superhero.
we're dying for it, Shad.
I might be working on a very special project in relation to that. I like superheroes back to their core themes of being an inspirational figure, uplifting. I might be even working something like right now. I hope to get it, I'm having fun with this project. I kind of hinted at it to Nathan before. You'll hear more of that in the future. So, if it is, right, if they did just clean house, I'm still not confident.
Neither, because the whole ideology of these businesses now are based on certain agendas. And so even when you to hire new people, are you still hiring them off the same things you were hiring the other ones before? Like, are you going to keep firing them and hiring them?
Because if they're going to just get the same type of Hollywood-style writer in that, we're a male-centered audience, if they're going to be hiring people that hate traditional male themes and stuff like that and everything, I see them making like a parody. They don't know how to do it genuinely, like an unironic, celebration. There are cases of it though, Reacher and things. And so if they find one of those writers that actually understand what guys like, maybe. But if it's going to be a female-led, centered property, I don't think they'd have the balls to actually make it for men.
Yeah, I mean, I just think Silk's a bad character to start off with anyways. If you were to do a female
don't mind-
spider, I would rather Spider-Gwen. It's
maybe
more distinguished, and you get people who've watched the Spider-Verse recognize that and go watch that movie instead.
Like, I can see the appeal. To me, it just... I don't like Spider-Gwen because her character has an important role in Spider-Man's story. And to make Spider-Gwen, you literally have to... Peter Parker is the guy that dies in her story.
Yeah, it's reversed.
I hate that. It's trying to subvert Peter Parker Spider-Man kind of feel to me, right? Like, I'd be much more happy with a Spider-Girl-woman story that still supports, uplifts, celebrates Spider-Man, not replacing him, essentially.
Right.
And so I don't mind Silk's design. And maybe they could win me over. There are a lot of Spider Women they could work with if they wanted. So it has no real baked-in kind of attraction where Spider-Man comes out. We love Spider-Man. We're interested. Silk, so they've got an uphill battle already.
And I think people loved the fact that Spider-Man's now in the MCU, but I feel like for Sony, they are scrambling to find anything they can make outside of that now, because even Venom, eventually that went down as well. Madam Web's come out and just bombed. Like, it feels like they're trying to do all the IP stuff they can with Spider-Man that isn't Spider-Man. Yeah. It's very hard to do successfully.
It's an interesting situation because, there are times when you might want to let a property rest for a bit. Sony can't do that. I'm sure their contract is that they have to produce a certain spider something every so often, right? Or lose the rights.
Yeah.
And so they have to make Spider-Man content. And they're the content they've been making is dog crap. They're losing money, but they have to make more. And so what are they going to do? And I don't think they have the balls to do it right.
Yeah. I mean, my other issue with the writers is the fact that when you look at Madam Web writers, they have not made a single good movie.
Yeah, I've seen some of the
Like you're picking a losing fight already. So I don't know. I just feel like Silk isn't going to be that interesting. I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love to have
we
some
want
sort of
good superhero content.
Give me a surprise like Spider-Verse was the first one. Like that was a fun, interesting take on it. Even though maybe some of us might have liked Peter Parker instead of Miles, but even then, it's a losing battle.
Yeah,
it's a losing battle.
What do you guys think? Do you reckon that this is a true rumor, or even if it is true, is it going to change anything? I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are in the comments below, and as always, stay on watch.